let's set a scene you probably know well. You're at your favorite café, maybe an airport lounge or a hotel. You open your laptop, find that free public Wi-Fi, and you connect. It feels totally normal, right? Convenient and safe. I mean, you're in a public space, surrounded by people. What could go wrong? Well, this is a really dangerous assumption we all tend to make. We see the walls, the other people, maybe even security cameras, and our brain just tells us, hey, we're safe here. The problem is that feeling of physical security doesn't extend to the invisible digital connection you've just made. They're two completely different things. So this brings us to the most important question. When you click connect on that public network, what are you actually opening yourself up to? What's really happening in the background? You see, the number one goal of any public Wi-Fi is to let as many people as possible get online with zero friction. That means no complicated passwords, no real verification. And while this open door policy is great for convenience, it means that security, by its very design, is almost non-existent. Think of it this way. When you're on an unsecured network, every single piece of your data, your emails, your messages, the websites you visit, is basically broadcast out into the open air. It's like you're speaking your most private conversations out loud in a really crowded room. And anyone nearby with the right and surprisingly simple tools can just listen in. And this is where we get into the methods that cybercriminals actually use. And you should know they don't need some sophisticated lab or huge resources. The tools are easy to get and the attacks happen silently, literally right under our noses. The most basic attack is something called packet sniffing. Now, the definition is right there. It's software that intercepts data. But what that really means is it turns a hacker's laptop into a kind of digital antenna, just capturing everything unencrypted that's flowing through the air. It's the digital version of someone putting on headphones and listening in on every single conversation happening around them. Now, a more deceptive method is the evil twin attack. Let's walk through the steps. First, a criminal sets up their own fake Wi-Fi network and gives it a name that looks identical to the real one, like Café Free Wi-Fi. Second, your device, which is always trying to be helpful, just connects to it automatically. And from that exact moment, as you can see in step 3, every single piece of data you send or receive passes directly through the hacker's computer. But here's the thing. The biggest danger often isn't from the website you're actively looking at. The real risk, the one most people don't think about, comes from the constant invisible chatter your device is always engaged in, even when you're not touching it. Just look at this comparison. While you're consciously doing something simple like reading the news, your phone is busy in the background. It's syncing app data, pinging location servers, and transmitting these things called session cookies. These cookies are basically the digital version of a temporary ID badge. They prove to all your apps that you're already logged in, so you don't have to keep typing your password every time you refresh your social media feed. Now, on an unsecured network, a hacker can easily snatch those digital ID badges right out of the air. And with that single session cookie, they can impersonate you, getting right into your social media or email accounts without ever needing your password. They are, in effect, cloning your active login session. Okay, so after hearing about these threats, the situation might seem a little bleak, but it's not. This isn't about creating fear. It's about understanding the environment so you can take simple, really effective steps to protect yourself. It's all about taking back control. And the single most effective tool for doing this is a virtual private network, or a VPN. Its entire reason for existing is to solve this exact problem, to create a layer of security and privacy on a network that has none. This is a fantastic way to think about how a VPN works. The moment you turn it on, it builds an encrypted private tunnel between your device and the internet. All of your data travels inside this tunnel. So even if you're on a compromised public Wi-Fi network, anyone trying to listen in won't see your data at all. They'll just see the outside of your armored, soundproof tunnel. So let's get specific. A VPN scrambles your data with encryption, making it completely unreadable to any of those packet sniffers. And because all your traffic is inside that private tunnel, it completely neutralizes the evil twin threat. A hacker simply can't intercept what they can't even see. In short, it makes your connection private no matter how public the network around you is. So the crucial point here is to move from a place of uncertainty, maybe even a little paranoia, to one of consistent, logical prevention. Understanding the risk is that all-important first step, but it's adopting the right practices that truly keeps you safe. So let's just summarize the core principles we've covered. First, always assume that public networks are not secure. Second, You have to understand that protecting your data is your responsibility, not the cafe owner's. Third, a good VPN isn't just an optional extra anymore, it's a fundamental tool. And finally, view cybersecurity not as a reaction to a threat, but as a consistent preventative habit. You know, in our digital world, the line between our public and private lives is constantly being challenged. Taking these simple, preventative steps is how we reinforce that line, making sure that what is personal actually remains personal. Your privacy isn't a commodity, it's a right, and it's absolutely worth protecting.